Also, I'm very happy that they used this skin specifically for Donatello
This is the one
because
he
it's one of my
used,
favorites.
right? You're right. You're right. It's
It's
funny.
the one that I always, whenever in Nazmi one, I would always use this skin for the turtles
Yeah,
because I think it's really cool.
it's pretty neat. I like it.
And I think BrEd opting for the Rust skin, to each their own. I will never question somebody's usage for a skin. I just think that it's an interesting choice to pick the one where she's like rusted over.
It's kind of neat. I
When
like
you
it.
have like the prom dress and you have the hot rod. Either way, you know,
Okay, but they want to show you how dirty the gameplay is all through the
there
skin.
is some disgusting gameplay, I'll tell you.
Mm.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They are obviously fantastic, and they play a very good defensive Jenny, which I think is great. We've had our fair share of that on the beta testing team, with probably the most defensive, annoying Jenny of all time in TNT Closed Up. So,
Yeah.
you know, nothing new to me. I've seen this type of gameplay before, and honestly,
Yeah.
I do think it can be enjoyable in its own right. Getting back from the ledge is probably not the most enjoyable thing
Definitely not.
for Hyper Crasher, though. Just kind of stuck there the whole stock his whole stock rather.
Yeah. I like how Jenny sort of plays this sort of defensive style. I think people still sometimes think like characters can be like a little overly offensive, so it's really cool to see these characters sort of break the mold sometimes from it.
Yep, absolutely agree. And I mean, you know, I feel like one of the things that I would like to see Hyper Crasher do just a little bit more is, yeah, set up these juggle situations. I get you want to kind of extend your combo as much as possible, but Jenny doesn't like being there, and she doesn't really have the best options to come down from it. But
I love that, dude. It's so cool. I'm still that. That's so sick.
yeah, I do like the kind of uppy slime cancel at the top of the screen. Man, that really is like a long time that you're able to slime cancel.
Right.
I think it's good.
It's so sick.
I do like being able to like run after people and slime cancel. I don't know. Unless somebody shows me something really degenerate with it, I like it.
Yeah.
I think she can keep it as a treat, as Sanji would say.
Look, I mean, to some degree, I think there's a lot of like things that could be considered degenerate in this game. I think it fits in.
Yep. Completely understand, but I don't think it's anything too bad. It's a pretty normal scenario. Either way, using the smoke bomb to come down, that's good. Don't try to land on top of them because you don't need to. Go back to your smoke bomb and look at the difference already. We'll find our own opening just because we're able to set it back up into neutral, cover some options with the ball, and then try and find something else a little bit after. We're able to with the up tilt. It's turned into 73, which is honestly a lot better than trying to land on her and take a 50-50 with whether you're going to nair or eat a move. Ooh, yep, that's going to be a little bit too low. Smoke bomb was eaten away.
Ooh. Yeah. Scenario for BrEd right here. Again, didn't kill last time. Hyper Crash try to even this up a little bit. I like using the glide a little bit to mix up the landing.
Yep.
Like the missile was coming in to pressure him, but did grab on the way because the grab armor kind of saved him a little bit there.
Yeah, you know, something that I think actually would be pretty good is using these like kind of weak hit back airs to kind of mix up the timing of the tech. You use, you know, you use forward strong every time because it's strong, but it makes teching it really easy.
That's true.
You know, get that timing mix up. So throwing out another option in there kind of gets you the same scenario. That, like, might be useful at certain times. Either way, try to find an opening, but that might honestly just be it on its own. At least force the burst. 101 now on the side of Hyper Crasher. He's got to make something happen, but that's 2 up tilts now that have turned into nothing. 3 up tilts that have just been a bit of a nothing burger for every single one.
You don't love to see that happen if you're down so right there. Of course, that being one of his main combo starters right there. Ninja's last another one though. Gets the pick up off of that, but no up B extension.
Yeah, and then this is where things get a little bit tough. Luckily able to clip with the up B, so we can make our way back and get one more shot really at neutral. But I think if we can make something happen, it's going to be right now. We've got to force the burst first. Oh, and no, off of his own bomb. Tried to cover it, though. And then you use the meter. You don't have burst anymore. This game is even.
Oh,
wait,
wow.
No, you just lost it off of trying to use the, you know, slime, or trying to slime cancel, rather. and you
Yeah.
get rid of your only defensive option when I feel like this is a scenario where you kind of need it.
Yeah, that's tough for sure. I mean, yeah, Jenny's a character that can sort of like, live to see those percents where burst at high percent does come into play. So, I mean, as great as like killing people with the slimes cancel scenarios is, if you're not getting those situations and like, you miss it, I mean, being caught without your burst as Jenny especially can be rough.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it was right there. I think, I don't know, losing the burst is just so unfortunate, and especially when it's followed up by an immediate reversal. Like there was no time for you to build meter or anything, just a reversal like frame 1. That is unfortunate, but either way, gotta take it on the chin. Go into your counter pick in game 2. Try not to let it bother you too much. We'll see exactly where we are headed. Believe it should be. I'm trying to look now. Where'd they go? There's last one. I'm gonna say Food Dreams or Erkin or something along those lines.
BrEd saying in the chat, they did not notice they were stocking down.
Yeah, that'll do it. That makes sense.
I'd be aware, cognizant, all that.
Yep. The most important thing is understanding the scenario that you're in when it happens, not getting rid of the options that you need. But either way, we're going to go right back, which, fair enough. I feel like maybe if certain stages were banned, this might be your third best, so unfortunately I was not able to see the banned stages, but okay. See, sometimes you're fighting Donatello, and then sometimes you really are just fighting Cloud. Those are the setups where I'm like, yeah, that's a Cloud over.
Exactly.
Oh, try to clip him with a ball at the top of the screen. And caught the DI? Yeah, that'll do it. At 113, that seems honestly a little bit early for a Jenny stock. Usually we're seeing those like 130.
I can tell he DI'd out there for sure. The good stuff I've crashed taking a very early KO. Zero death right there too.
Yeah, and this is where you've got to try and make something, turn something around if you're BrEd. Try and find an opening off of either grab or a dash attack, something along those lines, maybe an up tilt if they try and approach, but...
Yeah, it's so painful you don't finish those Jenny combos. You're only doing like 14%, and meanwhile Hyper Crash hitting you for like 20 at the very least.
Yeah, and then Hyper Crasher, fantastic recovery there, going to the platform that's been open. Oh no, that could have been a kill. Hyper Crasher could have just forwarded right there. That would have been it, and he still has the smoke bomb to recover to afterwards. Just not extending it enough, but if he can find this here, it's definitely not too much of a miss scenario, but that extra credit starts racking up, then I feel like you might kick yourself. Able to get it either way, catch him with the straight up strong, but honestly not looking too bad, I would say. If I'm Hyper Crasher, I'm feeling very, very good about this game too.
That's definitely, especially when the throw is not combo the air up strong, but that will be extension. No, not slime cancel stun enough.
Yeah, at the top of the screen, it can definitely be really difficult to get up there and see exactly what's going on. It's all going off of muscle memory, and then you have to take into account your opponent's DI. Very, very difficult to get that, so definitely can understand missing it, but we've got to take this stock somehow. It's just looking extremely tough, especially with a character that's really not that heavy. Don't want him living to 120 like this a lot. Up throw might do it.
Oh,
no! Maybe last match. Oh, the up tilt got him. Turns into, I think, like an extra 40% up throw. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. And honestly, Blackmore, this is about one big opening away from Hyper Crasher kind of running away with this one.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of the strengths of Jenny in this bracket, particularly from BrEd, but one of her strengths is definitely not playing from behind.
Yeah. It's not something that she wants to do. She doesn't want to be the aggressor way too often just because her moves don't really tailor to that sort of play.
Yeah.
And Donnie especially wants you to play exactly like this, where you're forced into him over and over again just to deal with the giant moves that he has. Try to mix up the recovery. Wow, that was smart. Just kind of angling it down a second just to bait out the move. No, you gave away a bar. You pummeled and you lost the bar.
I
Why'd you
noticed
pummel?
That's so funny.
I
Well,
have to notice it because it would happen every time we play. I'm a like, pummeling is like second nature to me. I just press A immediately after a grab. And it helps because sometimes I miss the grab and I'm just mashing A, so I like scramble and then people think I'm a scrub, but I hit them, so I win.
that's funny. We can just call that a comeback mechanic.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Either way, we definitely won't talk about how this scenario is basically unlosable because the accidental giveaway of a bar means that now Hyper Crasher has burst on this stock. Yeah. But I don't think it's over quite yet. We've seen some openings from Jenny be very, very good in these last few sets. It's just things aren't really coming together. It's been very, very difficult to try and find that, especially at low percents. It's really difficult to get your damage. And wow, that was a really far grab.
Yeah. It definitely just needs a super early kill, like right about now percent, basically, if you want to come back from this. Because right now, just like the trades are not working out in his favor.
Yeah, and honestly, if I'm... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, you can try and use it just to help your recovery, or if you want to really like close out this game, you can just force the... You don't even think about the burst and just try and super just to make sure they can't use it. Either way, 101. And, oh, tried to catch him at the top of the screen with that. Did you see that with the neutral beam? Fortunate whiff, but...
Yeah. BrEd's still trying to come back from this, but time is not of the essence. You're playing a slower playstyle, like it's only 240 minutes, 8 minutes right here. Granted, gets a kill, but you have to get this last stock pretty fast.
Oh, that's a great opening.
Wait a second.
We have 3 bars too, so everything is on the table as far as options available to us. You know, from the slime meter, we can go for a super. We get around 30 or 40% more. That could just be a guaranteed kill. And then also burst on the line, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for Hyper Crasher to kind of find this stock. Oh no! Oh no! That might be it. Oh, barely. Once again, though, Blackamar, you used your burst. It's gone.
Oh! Yeah, out the forward throw.
You have the DI out because the down throw with 1 bar means up B up strong.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50.
In general, just couldn't call it without the burst right there. Yeah, came back to bite him again.
That's 2 times now. Unfortunate not having that burst online.
So it seems like one of those situations where the charge up air of B thing, where it seems like very percent dependent, depending on when they'll get the stay in the stun.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and actually something I was going to mention on the other side, Jenny with the up throw into the up strong, that is also like extremely percent dependent, and they haven't really been able to find it too much. I think they found it once in game 1, which unfortunately did not lead to, you know, winning the game, but obviously took the stock. But, you know, game 2 weren't able to find it, and then the extension off of the up air into the up strong didn't happen like at all. And honestly just forced you to use your burst because you thought the game was over and it just wasn't. It's a little unfortunate. Either way, game 3, I would assume you're probably okay with going back, but yeah, Food Dreams is where you went on last time. Makes more sense to just head back there and play it again.
Yep, I definitely agree with that.
Oh my god, these grabs are hitting from ages away.
Low-key are.
It's always a little bit surprising. Great spot dodge. Get a little bit off of this, and if we can catch him with a projectile, maybe a little bit more. Not quite. Shield grab for our troubles. Doesn't turn into way too much. Had the good DI though. Oh, okay, never mind. It turned into a lot. I like it. That's a lot of damage. Forgot this character hits you and you take 7. Oh!
Yeah. Especially these heavier characters too, man. Combo and get up and get crazy.
Oh, okay. Yep, that little Rekka doesn't really matter too much when you have that up air. Just covers all that space in front of him. So it would have forced their way out with it, and honestly, up B would have happened regardless. Their option works. That might kill. No, not quite.
I'm trying to go for air dodge with the charging right there. If it did not work out in their favor.
Yeah. This is what look, and this is what I'm talking about. Like they love that like defensive playstyle. It's unfortunate because they've been behind pretty much every game, but like it's working out so much better for them when they're forcing that approach.
Right.
Kind of surprised, not dropping from the ledge and like trying to do anything, you know, because that recovery's like, yeah, it's okay, but she can't really do anything when she's in it. Why not just go out, force an option, you know, like try and hit her into the stage. If you have side B up, you can always come back.
I think it's just Hypercrasher just like wants to play this safe but effective. Oh my god, let's say that gets back here on the teleport though. Force use the burst.
Oh, and that should be an up throw. That'll probably do it. Yep. 2 bars though on the side of BrEd, so a little bit of an advantage. We can get an opening. But oh my goodness, look how much damage so quickly. 71, 79. You know what this reminds me of?
What's up?
When we looked at Nasby 1 Aang Nair for the first time, and we were like, this thing does how much damage? That is what Donnie's moves remind me of. Because like they all combo for a really long time into themselves.
Yeah.
Obviously you have to do a little bit more than just one move, but it's just the damage output is crazy.
People thought this character was bad.
Oh, I remember.
Funny times. Funny times.
Trust me, I am very familiar with playing the 2 characters in the game that people don't think are good, and them actually being really stupid.
Yeah, the Donnie, the Plankton, feel it.
Yeah, this one, I mean, Donnie was like, you had Sparks, and who's obviously like very good at video games, who's playing, you know, Donnie, so it becomes far more obvious how good the character is.
Yeah.
And then Plankton, people don't get to play against Plankton.
Yeah.
And then when we went to Let's Make Big Moves, and people got to play against Plankton, they're like, oh, this character is a pain in the ass. Either way, Donnie's the one on screen, and you know he's doing good, so I think he's a pretty good character, I would say.
Oh yeah, most definitely, sure, man. Not only Sparks, but Hypercrasher showing up with this character recently, man. Down tilt catching the little bad dash right there. Again, these little paper cut combos, man. Not too much in terms of extending them, but still stacking up the damage.
Yeah, we can try and get something started here. 60% now on the side of Hypercrasher. Probably going to be forced to go. Yeah, oh, no, not really forced to go anywhere. We pick and choose. Either way. Trying to find a little bit of an opening. And 85, honestly, probably the best opening, or one of the better openings we've seen from BrEd so far this set. But now you're in the scenario where you got to deal with burst again. Oh, maybe? Oh, almost.
Much too far.
Yeah. 2%. Blackmore, what do you think? What do you think has changed from the first set to this one? That's caused so much of a like huge difference.
One thing I think Hypercrasher definitely playing the disadvantage a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he gets his out of the side B right there, but throwing them out a lot more is definitely a big factor. That's like sort of a big place where BrEd was stacking up a lot of their damage last time. I think now it kind of opens up the door for Hypercrasher to sort of outpace BrEd, which they have been doing these last couple of years.
Yeah, and you remove that, you know, a lot of their damage, they have to find it elsewhere. And not using the burst either to hold on to the stock. You know, you remove where they're getting a lot of their damage, they suddenly have to find it in other means, and that can change a matchup significantly, especially if they don't have the options to do so. Yeah.
There it is.
Missile should. Whoa.
I do not like using the burst.
Oh, what a great recovery. Apparently it was good. Apparently it was good burst. Unless you die right here,
good burst.
Bad burst. We'll see. How much damage did they get off of it?
I don't know, bro. Up though.
0. Yeah, I can agree with you. Maybe it wasn't that good of a burst.
It's like I always say, bro. Not every burst that keeps you alive is a good burst.
I will say, if they didn't spot dodge, they would have took like 80%. But we can say you're right this one time.
I don't like the backhanded nature of that statement, but I'll let it slide.
There's nothing backhanded. You're right this one time.
I was fucking with you. But the way Hypercrasher last stock scenario, both sides of it, extending this combo a little bit. Nair's out though.
Yeah, this is honestly Depending on the percent that we get to, forced to use the burst here in a moment.
Oh, wow.
Probably. And now we gotta try and find something. Hyper Crasher, I really want to close this out right now. I don't want to go to a game 4 regardless of the counter pick. I just don't need that on my mental.
Exactly.
The fact that they could come back. So try and find it off of a grab here. And we're probably going to the slime cancel that into the grab. Forward throw, maybe? Yeah, nope.
Umbrella, man.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
That's going to do it. No.
Still not quite. Very close scenario. Can still be doable on the side of BrEd right here, but not if the electro grenade will just snipe the ledge perfectly in that scenario to win that Hyper Crasher, moving on to grand finals.